No, I've decided to go in a different direction." She poured the steamed milk into his mug. "I know what you're wondering, so to answer the question, it was my choice." In a manner of speaking, she thought. The decision to change careers had been hers. The circumstances leading to that decision had not. "What direction is that?" he asked. "I'm going to be a naturopath." She waited for the look of confusion before adding, "I know what naturopathic medicine is. It emphasizes using the body's own systems for healing through a combination of Western medicine and natural cures." One corner of his mouth turned up. "My grandfather's housekeeper has a niece who graduated from Bastyr University with a degree in acupuncture or something like that. Are you a student there?" She ignored the bit about his grandfather having a housekeeper. The suit already implied money, so she shouldn't be surprised. "That's my plan. I have to meet certain prerequisites in science and math, but my business degree didn't require them, so I'm going back to college to make them up." She shook her head. "It's been a while since I've had to go to class and study. My brain is still unamused and crabby about the whole thing." He sipped his coffee. "What classes did you start with?" "Biology and algebra." He winced. "Good luck with that." "Thanks. At first I had to read every chapter 3 or 4 times to remember anything. Now I'm down to only having to read it twice. The lab work has been interesting, though. In 3 weeks, we have to dissect things. I'm dreading that." "There shouldn't be blood. Whatever it is has been dead a while." "Still, knives, cutting, organs." She shuddered. His blue eyes brightened with amusement. "Is this where I remind you that you're basically studying to be a doctor?" "Yeah, I get the irony. I try not to think about it, but I get it." They looked at each other. She felt something. Tension, maybe, or awareness. Whatever it was, she appreciated the confirmation that she was alive, relatively healthy, and moving on with her life. The world kept turning and dragging her along with it. "I need to get back to work," Malcolm told her. She wanted to believe there was a hint of reluctance in his voice, but she couldn't be sure. Still, it was nice to think about. "Me too." She glanced at her watch. "Or rather, head home and study for a few hours before class. Enjoy the rest of your day, Malcolm." "You too, Delaney." He hesitated a second before turning toward the elevators. She watched him walk away and let herself imagine that he would spin back and ask her to lunch. Or dinner. Yes, dinner on his yacht. Or maybe they could helicopter to somewhere nice, although she wasn't sure where a helicopter ride from Seattle would get them. Portland? Vancouver? Ooh, an international destination. Regardless, he would ask her to dinner, and they would... She laughed as she rinsed out the milk pitcher and made sure everything was in order for Lucia and the next shift. She and Malcolm would what? Go to dinner, kiss, fall in love? Hardly. They had nothing in common. Years ago, maybe, when she'd been on the fast track in finance. Only then she'd been engaged to Tim. She wouldn't have noticed Malcolm at all. "It doesn't matter," she told herself as she slipped off her apron. She had plans and dreams and hopes for the future. Not anything she would have imagined, but now, after everything she'd been through, they felt right. She would learn to heal others, and if she got through that, she might have the chance to heal herself as well. Alberto's alfresco corporate offices occupied the top 3 stories of the 20-story building. The company leased out the rest to tenants that ranged from a dentist, 3 law firms, and Amazon. The latter had 6 floors where people came and went at all hours of the night and didn't talk to anyone who didn't work for their company. Malcolm Carlesso hoped they were building drones with artificial intelligence. He enjoyed sci-fi movies. Seeing one lived out in real time would be fun. Or not, he thought as he headed up to the top floor of the building. He didn't want to go out in a hail of angry drone gunfire. Malcolm stepped out of the elevator. It was the middle of the workday and people were everywhere, walking in the halls, having meetings, taking calls in their offices. Alberto's Alfresco was a vibrant, multinational, multi-billion-dollar enterprise. While the company had always been successful, until a few years ago, it had been much smaller. Malcolm had come on board right after he'd graduated from college. He'd been determined to grow the firm and make his grandfather, the Alberto in Alberto's Alfresco, proud. 2 years ago, Malcolm's mission had taken on an urgent...